start today's eye look, we're going to start by priming the eyes. Use whatever primer that you have. I am in love with this NARS Smudge Proof Eye Base. I say it in every video. It is the best for keeping my oily eyelids nice and matte. To create a nice base in the crease, I'm going to be using this light pink eyeshadow by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This one is called Baby Cakes, and I'm just blending it through the crease to make sure that everything else that we put in the crease blends out really nice and beautifully. Using the same blending brush, I'm going to add some depth in the crease using the Anastasia Beverly Hills shadow in Dusty Rose, and this is a beautiful dusty pink color, so it's going to create a really nice neutral background for the vibrant pops of color we're about to place on the lid. And this color I built up a couple times just so we had a really nice smokiness on the outer half of the eyelid as well as through the crease. Since I love a smoky lower lash line, I'm going to apply the same shade with a pencil brush to the lower lash line, starting in the outer corner and moving my way in, and definitely build up the saturation as much as you feel comfortable. I tend to like it a bit darker and a little bit smokier, but I'm also going to take Baby Cakes and kind of create a gradient effect mimicking the upper crease and just applying that a little bit lower than the Dusty Rose. Using a smaller blending brush, I'm going to pick up the shade Rich Velvet by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm going to start packing this on the outer third of my eyelid. Notice how I keep this shade a bit lower and I use a tapping motion to really saturate, and then once I feel like most of the product has gone from my eyelid and transferred off of my brush, I start to blend it through the crease just to soften any of the lines and make sure that there isn't any hard edges. Again, with this shade, I'm going to build it up to be pretty smoky. I go back in 1 to 2 times, but depending on your skill level, you might want to take your time with this just so you don't have really unblended lines and that you reach the amount of depth that you want to without making it look harsh. Again, with the same shade, I'm going to pick up a small defining brush and apply this to the lower lash line. So here I'm starting in the outermost portion of the eye to really saturate and make it nice and deep, and then when I feel like there isn't as much product on my brush, I start to smoke out the center and then ultimately meet it all the way to the inner corner. I would suggest starting off with a little product and then building your way up just so that you are not adding too much intensity. Using this pencil in the shade Prunella by MAC Cosmetics, this seriously is the same exact color as Rich Velvet. They pair together so well. I'm going to apply this into my waterline and make sure I saturate the root of the lower lashes just so there isn't any space. I'm really big on there being no space when you apply eyeliner in the waterline, just because if it's smoky, you definitely do not want to see any skin or any white patches. So go ahead and apply this to your upper and lower water lines. Then, to ensure that there isn't any spaces in your lash lines, I'm going to pick up that same defining brush and just mesh the two together. I'm now going to pick up this shade called Ballet by Anastasia Beverly Hills and wet my brush. This is a flat synthetic brush, and I'm going to apply it to the blank lid space, which is the inner 2/3 basically, and I'm going to start packing this shade on just so we have a really beautiful iridescent pink shimmer on the lid. Using the same brush, I'm going to pick up the shade Gemstone, which is this gorgeous light purple shade, and I'm going to apply this in between the Ballet shade and the Rich Amber shade, letting both peek through, but definitely not adding this directly to the center, just kind of meshing the two just for a pop of purple and just to make this look just a little bit more fun. I never really do looks like this, and I was only intending on doing the pink, but then I saw this purple and was like, okay, I never do things like this. This would be so much fun, and I actually really love how it turned out. So yeah, you can definitely play around with this. Remember, it's just makeup, and have fun with this look. But be sure to blend your edges. So I'm just going to pick up that same blending brush with nothing additional on it and just make sure everything is really nice and seamless and blended. I then grabbed that same gemstone color and applied it to the lower inner corner just for some added pop, and I really liked the way that this looked all together. I'm now going to pick up Touch of Lilac, which is a shimmery kind of frosted shade, but it does have an iridescence of purple. So I'm applying this to the inner corner and kind of blowing it out because this is kind of an exaggerated look, so why not? And I'm also going to apply this to the upper brow bone as well. I'm then going to pop on a lash. This is a Pixie Luxe Lash by House of Lashes. My personal favorite, just for a really nice winged out kind of flirty eye. And then I'm going to take my mascara and mesh the two together just so it doesn't really look like I'm wearing fake eyelashes, even though I absolutely am. Moving right along to the face, I'm going to take this blush kit by Anastasia Beverly Hills and mix Spoiled and Terrace together to create a perfect muted pink. And I'm just applying a light wash of this to my cheekbones as well as my apple of my cheek, and then a little bit to my forehead just to tie it all together. Also, I really love this brush. I use this brush every time I apply blush, and it literally makes my job so easy. I can't stand it. For highlight, I'm going to use Becca's Champagne Pop. This is one of my favorite highlights. I am obsessed with it, but I really like how the gold undertone goes with the eye. I'm only applying a really light amount of this. I really want the eyes to stand out and not have eyes and face and lips. So yep, just a nice wash of highlight. And then I'm going to finish the look with this NYX Liquid Lingerie in Bustier for a nice muted pink lip. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely like it if you did. Subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.